Hello, back to the bottom. My name is Beast, and it is already 40 minutes past midnight. But I started recording this like 11:30. I've been skipping for the past like 45 minutes. Oh Lord. More like half an hour, let's be fair. And based on the fact that we are here, you can tell which route I'm gonna go for next. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you decide. I just decide to fucking record after my shift anyways. Because I have problems. Who could believe that nonsense? There's no way psychic powers actually exist in the real world. I reject the idea straight up.
焦らない焦らない。まだ続きがあんのよ。で、今回は大予言だったけど、その子の周りでは常に不思議なことが起こってるのよ。
どう不思議なんだよ。
例えば、その子の見つめる窓ガラスが手も触れないのにパリーンと割れたり、重そうな花瓶がズズッと動いたりすんのよ。
ますます嘘くせえじゃねえか。
Say bluntly. But you isn't the type to stay quiet with someone constantly picking apart her story. Also, hold on a minute. I don't know if you can see it, but got a bit of a swollen eyelid. Bit of an inflammation. Like that's why that's why I've been constantly rubbing it the past few days. It's just that it hasn't gotten. It was only very irritated before. Now it actually went on to being inflamed.
うるせえ。入学式にそういう出来事があったことは認めてやるよ。けどな。超能力が当たり前のようなおめえの言い方は認められねえな。なん
ですっているのよ。超能力少女は実在すんのよ。超能力が世の中に認められる日は近いのよ。
それが信用できねえんだよ。
Her two of these. Shio's face turns bright red. It looks like she's about to say something, but then she suddenly begins to nod like she's just remembering something.
私の先進的発言についていけなかったのね。いつの時代も古い人間はそうやって革新を拒むのよ。
Just one acting like fucking medieval witch hunters.
アホ、誰が古い人間だ。
みんなこんなやつをのさばらしていいの？
You looks to others was appalled possibly because she feels threatened.
さあ、藤田が長岡にイチャモンつけるのは1年の頃からだし。
新学期早々、藤田に技あり。
私は超能力を信じるわ。
Nobody's chiming in to help Shio, but rather with their own opinions, making the situation all the more chaotic.
おいしい方、誰も助けてくれそうにないぜ。いいわよ。他にも私の情報を待ってるみんながいるんだから、あんたに構ってる暇なんてないのよ。
She says she leaves the classroom enough. Just make sure you don't accuse a fucking pharmacist of being a witch.
たく、2年に上がっても同じことの繰り返しかよ。
A sign returned to my seat. What the Himikawa was it? Poor girl getting targeted by Shio as a source of gossip after only just starting school here. But yeah, you can see why it would take a while to skip it. Like, we've literally had to skip the entire segment of us still being first years. Apparently, like, oh yeah, they'll run out of pork cutlet sandwiches is just the Lemmy option. That's actually a bit of a surprise. Wait, actually, didn't I also have to pick that for fucking... I also had to pick that for Tomoko. That's why I was able to just skip through it. Weird. That one didn't matter, so I'll at least pick the nice option. Hold on, you actually have to view her events in order to get to... Huh. Kind of surprised. Hold on, does that... Oh, that suddenly has some very bad implications. Because suddenly that could mean that, like, I'm shortening Aoi's-Route by going for Kotone now, and if I went for Kotone's... If I went for Aoi's, I would be shortening Kotone's-Route. Potentially. There's no right way to do this. Let's just hope that those are the only events for Aoi's-Route that we have to view in order to get to Kotone. I'm a terrible whistler, shut the fuck up. Hi, Kotone. Hi, Kotone. It's very hard to hold myself back from touching my eye. That's the reason you can't tell me.
言えない事情があんのか。
Kotone remains
なん
silent.
か訳ありらしいな。
Kotone doesn't say anything, but she does glance at me. When she looks down straight away, it seems like she's trying to tell me something through her
なあ
eyes.
俺に
私に関わるとあなたにご迷惑がかかりますから
Kotone interrupts me with her words filled with
迷
sadness.
惑。
失礼します
She bows and turns right around. The mood is dark, so I can't bring myself to say anything else. But she had bad experience because of her powers. I don't know why I just randomly imagine like, oh no, she'll get hurt if you are near me, and the main character just goes like, ah, I'm made of hearty or stuff like that. A little shattered glass won't do anything. Suddenly just suddenly gets fucking Mortal Kombat fatality. Like fucking shattered like the glass, and it's just like, I thought you said you were made of hearty or stuff. Why that thought randomly came to mind. I blame it on the mind-numbing text skipping. Oh yeah, we have to go back to her again. Actually, no, isn't this the event of like, oh, she isn't here? I wonder if Oi's working. Never mind. I wonder if Oi's working hard about that shrine today too. Flashback of Oi quietly striking the punching bag around fills my head. So genuine, devoted, and hard-working. The type of girl you would want to throw your support behind. Fate must have brought us together, so I want to help her with the founding of her club somehow. Can't think of it. She did invite me to visit again, as I left last time. I'm sure there was at least some expectation for me to join the club with that invitation. Maybe she's still practicing now, waiting for me to appear. But then what should I do if I go? I could just drop by to watch like last time, but that might be pretty intrusive to a practice. This option is obvious if you meet to join the club. Top goal is to at least recruit enough members to be recognized as a club. Now joining the club might be easy, the problem is what to do after that. I don't have any experience in competitive competitive sports. I can't say I'm too motivated to learn either. Compared to that, always practicing passionately every day so she can enter the extreme tournament. Having a half-hearted loser like me next to her as she works her butt off will probably do more damage than good. Joining the club's off the table. If I had no intention of joining the club, then it's best that I don't lead her on and get her hopes up. Yeah, I probably shouldn't go. So I'm sorry, Aoi. I want to help her, I really do, but we live in completely different worlds. She's probably better off recruiting people with actual skills rather than an amateur like me. So no matter how many excuses I make, I can't help but think about her, so I end up visiting her anyway. I don't know if it's her charm that's alluring me in, or if I'm just too curious for my own good. In any case, I'm at the shrine again, so I might as well pay her a visit. Head over to the training grounds. Hi. I was training at the same spot as last time, striking with her intense force as usual. High roundhouse kick, a speedy kick that utilized the rotation of the hip, knee, and toes of the pivoting foot. Apparently, there's a high knockout rate, and the signature move of Aoi's that she often uses in fights, according to her. The kicking leg remains bent at the knee until just before it lands. Stretching it out just as it hits is the key to boosting its power, I think. As I approach, Aoi turns around before I can call out to her. Her eyes widen, and a big grin stretches across her face the moment she sees me. Aoi stops the training session and runs over to me. She seems genuinely happy. Her smile's so big that it's as if she had been waiting for me. Maybe she really had been. That's possible. That's possibly why she noticed me the moment I arrived. I'd be pretty stoked to think about, but if that's actually the case. I'm sure her joy is just over the fact that her club will be getting a new member rather than being here itself. But her eyes are filled with so much joy. I do think she wants me to join the club. I feel really bad leading her on, so I'll tell her straight up right now. That's at least what I should say, but I can't bring myself to say that to her when she's making that face. Oh, yes. I awkwardly smile. Aoi's eyes widen in disbelief. Her cheeks gradually begin to redden and she looks down. Aoi looks at me with downcast eyes. I say. Aoi laughs awkwardly. I find myself at a loss for words. Crab me in my big mouth. Though he reassures me with a bright smile. Aoi slowly drops her gaze.
葵はいろいろ損をしてるって言われます。
Oi then lifts her head back up.
でも
She looks me square in the
それ
eyes.
でも私は普通の女の子たちの知らない喜びをいくつも知ってるつもりです。毎日少しずつ強くなっていく充実感や、その努力の成果で試合に勝った時の喜びって普通の子には決して味わえないことですよね。だから自分が変だって分かっていても間違ってるとは思わないようにしてるんです。きっと格闘技をやっている時の私が一番私らしい気がしますから。
Feel as if there is a light burning within Aoi's eyes. Light of strong resolve, staring straight at her dreams and goals. It's shining so brightly. Always the epitome of cool.
すみません。私ったらいきなりこんなことを。
She clasps her hands together and looks down in embarrassment. Should just be myself, huh? Yeah, I know exactly what she means. Knowing how hardworking Aoi is gives those words far more weight.
先輩、何か言ってください。そんないきなり黙らないで。
Itchy!
Yeah, 輝いてるな。人間ってさ、やっぱ何か目標に向かって頑張ってる時が一番輝いて見えるよな。今の葵ちゃんがまさにそうだよな。
先輩、
His cheeks turn a deeper shade of red.
俺は好きだな。
Oi looks startled. Oh, I don't mean it like that. Oops, might have given her the wrong
い
message.
や、つまり俺が言いたかったのは、
Like how hardworking you are.
一生懸命なところが好きだってこと。
一生懸命ですか？
葵ちゃんって練習に打ち込んでいる時もそうだけど、クラブ勧誘の時も今の話し方も何にでも一生懸命でさ、そういうとこ俺も見習いたいよ。
そうですか？私って基本的に才能ない人間ですから、何にでも努力しないと人並みに追いつけないんですよ。
Oi smiles as if embarrassed. End up staying with her as she trains until the sun sets again. Maybe I won't call this part 1 of Kotone-Route. Maybe I'll call this part like Kotone Aoi setup or something, I don't know. God damn it, I touched my eye. It's not bad, but I shouldn't. Yeah, like I have the sneaky suspicion that considering the two routes we've played so far, all the routes are going to be quite on the short side. So yeah, we're going to have to appreciate what we see in the common route. Essentially as well. Which I guess makes sense. Yeah, we have to ignore Aoi here, so I guess it's within the first 20 minutes, I guess, that's fine. Unless that one was the "oh, she's not here" scene. You cannot escape, Kotone. Sorry, baby girl. We have weird psyker to deal with now. I said psyker and instead of Esper. Didn't know the warp existed in ToHeart.
Ew.
I mean, really would not be that surprising. That's not true.
そうでもないって。普通にしてれば普通なんだよ。
Kotone glances at me, then looks back
俺が
down.
思うに妙な噂を流すやつが話を大きくしてんだろ。
Says I manage the main broadcaster of the rumors. Certain girl I know very well. She's the one to blame for this.
それは藤田さんの勘違いだと思います。
Kotone, this is my reassurances.
そう？
藤田さんも見ましたよね。
それなんだけど、いまいち実感が湧かねえんだ。
実感ですか。
ちゃんとした形でもう一回見てみてえな。そうすりゃ少しははっきりしそうだ。現実なのかどうかがさ。
A sad look spreads across Kotone's
そうで
face.
すよ。この力は危険なんです。藤田さんにもしものことがあったら。
危険？なんで？
藤田さん、お願いですから私に関わらないでください。
Seeing her say that with such agony in her eyes renders me
それ
silent.
で失礼します。
Pointed about at me, then scurried off. I'm left there simply watching her leave. Kotone's psychic power is really that dangerous. Fucking the nodding multi during that constantly. Probably the Kotone on the way back from the restroom during break
おう、
time.
琴音ちゃん。
こんにちは。
Kotone
琴音
bows.
ちゃんもトイレか？
I realized I messed up the moment those words leave my mouth. When did I descend into potty humor? As expected, Kotone seems very unsure of what to say.
職員室へ行ってきたんです。
Responds.
そうか。なんか俺下品なこと聞いちまったな。
All I can do is try to laugh it off. Kotone speaks with a vacant expression and looks down. We're making a mess of this whole interaction. I'll change the subject fast.
そういやさ、何の用で職員室に行ってたんだ？
Probably broke something
美
again.
術の先生に会ってきました。
We're finally having a normal conversation now.
美術の先生にまたなんで？
美術部に来ないかって。
なるほど。琴音ちゃんは美術の才能があんだな。それで先生にスカウトされてんだ。
才能なんてよくわかりません。
おー、じゃあ今度見せてよ。琴音ちゃんの描いた絵。
Kotone seems a little surprised.
でも
恥ずかしがることないって。スカウトされるくらいの腕前なんだからさ。
そうじゃないんです。
じゃあ都合が悪いってこ
はい、
と？ダメって言われると余計に気になるな。
ごめんなさい。
Kotone bows. She declines in such a respectable way. While still Kotone is trying to avoid
ええ
me.
っていいって。また今度 都合のいい時にでも見せてくれよ。
はい。
The nods, the conversation is
じゃあ
over.
俺こっちだから。
I want to drag the conversation on longer than it needs to go, so I quickly end it.
はい。ごきげんよう。
Say our goodbyes and go our separate ways. I feel like I got to speak to Kotone quite a bit. The more I talk to her, the more I realize how well-mannered she is. She's not so bad. She doesn't say much, though. And I don't know if I'm imagining it, but I feel like she's avoiding me. She might be just as shy as she appears to be. I find it hard to believe that someone as meek as her has psychic powers. Oh, we're going home again. That was the earthquake. Hi, Kotone. Sorry about the girl, but we have, like I said, we're doing the Esper now, not the Psyker. Messed up earlier. So I'm thinking about what I'll do when I get home. A girl walking past me catches my eye. She looks familiar. Doesn't take me long to realize who it is. Wait a minute, is that Kotone?
Heyo, Kotone-chan.
I've been looking down the whole time, but turns to look at me when I call out to her. When she realizes it is me, she bows.
途中まで一緒に行こうぜ。
はい。
Kotone nods. I begin to walk by her side. It's that quiet. Oh, that's right. So I'm also the one starting conversations. Try bringing up a random
なあ
topic.
琴音ちゃん、最近ハマってるものとかある？
Thinks long and hard.
そういや琴音ちゃんって絵を描くのがうまいんだったな。どんな絵を描くんだ？
風景です。
Funny says a proper word.
風景って山とか海とか？
もう少し小さいものですよ。
オーケーオーケー。で思うんだけどな。絵を描く楽しさってどこにあるんだ？
Here I am asking her questions like some kind of interview on TV. That's the best I could do since I don't know much about art.
私、絵を描いている時間が好きなんです。
描いてる時間？
例えば、風の香りとか、日向の匂いとか、外でしか感じられないことが絵を描いていると分かって気持ちいいんです。
そういうのなんかわかるな。俺だって日向でぼーっとしてると気持ちいいからな。
そうですね。私の場合、ぼんやりする代わりに手を動かしてるだけなんですよ。
そうか？何もしないよりは断然マシなことやってるって。
私、あまり実感ありません。
そんな風に言ってないで、もっと自分に自信持っていいと思うぜ。
はい。
でもいいよな、芸術的趣味を持ってて。俺なんて休みの日は家でビデオ見るか街中ぶらついたりするくらいだからな。琴音ちゃんはどこで描いたりしてんだ？
河原とか小さな公園へ出かけたりしてます。でもこの町に来てからはそういうの少なくなりました。
この町って前は他の町にいたのか？
はい、私北海道生まれなんです。
北海道か。
函館です。
函館か。名前はよく聞くけどどんな町なんだ？
港があって外国の古い建物が多い静かな町ですよ。
外国みたいな港町か。なんか雰囲気出てるな。
そうですね。今も時々思い出しますよ。
Kotone seems a little happy.
そういや俺たち修学旅行が北海道なんだぜ。函館もコースに入ってるな。
そうなんですか？
向こうの写真いろいろ撮ってくから、琴音ちゃんにも見せてやるよ。
はい。ぜひお願いします。
So we have fun talking about Hakodate that day. I think Kotone was pretty shy, but you can get pretty talkative with the right topics. Kinda sad that she doesn't smile a lot, but I'm having fun talking about a bunch of things with her. Back to skipping. At least I believe like the concentration of skipping shouldn't be as big as in the last two routes, considering that most of the content for Kotone is probably going to be in like this instead of being spread throughout the fucking first year as well. It was lunchtime. As she was running very late, so I hurried him along as we ran down the hallway. It took him a while to leave before lunch because his class ran long. I'm gonna sell out of sentences if you're gonna get there quick. Damn you, math teacher. Who insists on finishing class right when the bell rings, honestly. I launched myself down the stairs. Once I make it across the bridge corridor, my eyes are on the student store. But then I spot Kotone walking ahead of me. Despite my rad rush, I can't help but call out to her.
Oh, Fujita-san.
琴音ちゃんも購買部か？
いえ、食堂に行こうと思って。
なんだ、琴音ちゃんっていつも学食か？
いえ、今朝は寝坊してしまってお弁当を作れなかったので。
じゃあいつも自分で弁当作ってんの？
ええ、そうです。
はあ、感心感心。
そんなことないです。
Group of students stampede past as we casually chat.
忘れてた。
I was only delayed a little bit by the conversation, but a huge line of forms in that tiny bit of lost time.
もう無理みたいだね。
しまった。
Dang it. I didn't have my eyes properly on the prize. No sandwich for me today, I
ま
guess.
さし、今日は学食にすっか。
うん、そうだね。
ってことで琴音ちゃん、一緒に食べようぜ。一緒に食べよう。
Repeat myself. She nods somewhat bashfully.
オッケー。それじゃあ飯飯。
The three of us head over to the cafeteria. When we get there, we each grab a menu and look for somewhere to sit. It's pretty crowded, so there's only a row of 3 seats for us to squeeze into. Quickly run over to take the spots. Masashi sits on the left, Kotone on the right, and I sit in the middle seat. Masashi and I get the A lunch meal, while Kotone only gets a bowl of udon.
琴音ちゃん、そんだけ？
Kotone nods.
そんだけでお腹膨れる？
はい。
I'm intrigued, but Masashi remarks that a bowl of udon is enough for girls since they eat less than guys. Makes sense, especially since Kotone doesn't seem like she burns many calories in a day.
しかし、俺にはちょっと理解できない世界だよな。やっぱ早めに腹が減るとか？
Try to flesh out the conversation so that I can speak to Kotone more. Kotone shakes her head.
じゃあそれで足りてるってことだな。実のところ、琴音ちゃんのスリムな体型を維持する秘密だとか。
わかりません。私、食べたい量だけいつも食べてますから。
ってことは、ダイエットなしでスタイルを維持できるってことだろ？その言葉を聞いたら怒り出す女の子、結構いると思うぜ。
So I continue to chat to Kotone to keep my conversation going with her, completely forgetting about my lunch. I end up using all my lunch break just to finish my lunch. Sorry, Masashi, but I got to chat to Kotone a bunch, so I guess it turned out okay. Oh, we have to go back to Aoi now. Feels weird to have to like flip-flop like that. Alright, I think I'll head over to see Aoi.
Hi, そこの暇男。
Here's someone casually calling out to me from behind as I leave the shoe lockers.
そんな
Shio.
に急いでどこ行くの？
お前には関係ねえだろ。
何よ存在ね。もっと可愛げのある返事できないの？
する気もねえよ。
ほんと失礼なやつよね。
はいはい。で、暇女が何の用だ？
だからどこ行くのかって聞いてんのよ。
だから、お前には関係ねえっつってんだろ。
だからもっと可愛げのある言い方できないわけ？
Let out a big
お前
sigh.
とくだんねえ堂々巡りやってるほど暇じゃねえんだよ。
I say, turning to leave.
で、あんたはこれから一人でお楽しみ？
なんだよ。
私が気づいてないとでも思ってんの？あんた最近放課後こそこそと一人で何やってんのよ？
何って別に。
まさか
Shio asks with a cheeky grin. I flinch a little.
バカ、そんなんじゃねえよ。だいたいこそこそなんかしてねえだろ。
じゃあいつも何やってんのよ？
クラブの見学をしてるだけだ。
クラブ？何ヒロ、あんた2年の今更になってクラブ始めるつもり？
いいだろ、ほっとけ。
それって何のクラブ？
格闘技。
格闘技？
それも普通の格闘技じゃねえぞ。何でもありの総合格闘技のクラブだ。
はあ？
Shio furrows her brow in confusion.
おめえら女子に語ったところでどうせ理解はできねえだろうけど。いや、待てよ。そういや葵ちゃんは別か。訂正訂正。女子でもわかる人間にはわかるか。それよりも志保、
何よ？
お前もそうやっていつまでもフラフラしてねえで、何かこうビシッと一つのことに打ち込んでみたらどうだ？
はあ？
もっと青春を眩しく光り輝いてみろ。
何言ってんのよ？あんたちょっと熱でもある？
She is very confused. What the fuck's this man on about?
熱ならあるかもな。燃えたぎる情熱の炎の熱が。
こりゃマジで来てるわ。
I laugh heartily, turn around, then leave Shio blinking in confusion behind me. Stay with Aoi, she trains until the sun sets again. The screaming flames of the sky begin to fade with the setting of the sun. Aoi carries out her final drill of the day. My shadow she kicks the punching bag stretches so long that it reaches me where I'm sitting under the tree. Sweat pours from her face with every melodic kick. While I'm just staring at her and not moving and here I am, just staring at her and not moving a muscle.
お前もそうやっていつまでもフラフラしてねえで、何かこうビシッと一つのことに打ち込んでみたらどうだ？
はあ？
もっと青春を眩しく光り輝いてみろ。眩しく光り輝いてみろか。一体どの口が言ったのやら。
Much as I watch Aoi devote herself to practice, when it comes to love for the round every day, I'm no better than Shio. My youth is rotting away. My breathlessly calls out to me. I'm lost in my thoughts and respond like a doofus.
そろそろ日も落ちてきましたし、今日はこのくらいにして帰ろうと思うんですけど。
ああ、そう。
Compose myself, get up and brush the sand off my butt. Aoi begins to pack up. She neatly folds a towel, puts it in her bag, then lowers her punching bag from the tree branch with a thud. The punching bag is always stored under the deck of the shrine's hall and after practice. Has to weigh nearly 90 pounds. A girl would definitely find this heavy, but so it's the least I can do. Put it away last time as well.
すみません。いつも。
いいっていいって。よっと。
Pick up the heavy punching bag and carry it over to the hall. And into the plastic bag and under the deck it goes. I return to Aoi. To make my way back to the forest, I found Aoi standing under the shadow of the tree, fidgeting. On closer inspection, I realized that she has her hand under her skirt and is in the middle of taking her gym pants off. She slides them down her thighs and off her ankles. Aoi puts the gym pants into her bag and then grabs her skirt, flapping it around. Then she finally notices my gaze. She rushes to hold down her skirt and turns my way with a look of both embarrassment and anxiety. Her face is red. Tries to laugh it off.
そうだよな。やっぱ履いたままじゃ蒸れちゃうもんな。
What the heck is even coming out of my mouth? The wind blows by. Oh, I know. There's something more important I want to tell Aoi. Gather myself and clear my
な
throat.
あ葵ちゃん
The tone of my voice sounds more serious than usual.
なんでしょう。
Always stands up straight and looks me in the eye.
実はさっきからずっと考えてたんだけど
はい。
俺も一緒に練習やってみようかと思う
Always taken
ま
aback.
あやっぱ俺も男だし体がうずくっていうか見てるだけじゃつまんないし
本当ですか？
あ
Give her a firm nod. After some time passes, his face lights up like a flower blooming.
それってつまりこのクラブに入っていただけるってことですか？
いやまだ入るって決めたわけじゃないけど体験入部ってのはなしかな
Is the argument for this gonna be like, yes, toughen the fuck up, so even if you get blasted by telekinesis, you kind of just fucking shrug it off? Like, yes, what will beat the supernatural? Fucking muscle. That's the least muscly guy on the earth. Like, it's not that I don't have any muscle, it's just I also fat, so...
ありです。はい、もちろんありますよ。
じゃあ一つその体験入部ってことで
I takes a deep breath and plays around on her
次
chest.
からは先輩も一緒に練習してくださるんですね。嬉しい。
まあ足引っ張りだろうけど頼むよ
A chuckle.
でもどうしてそんな突然やる気に？何か理由でも？
理由かそうだな強いて言えば
I want to learn more about competitive
Yappari.
sports.
格闘技をもっと詳しく知りたくなったからかな
I say.
もともと格闘技は好きな方だし実際に技を覚えるのもいいかなって思ったんだ
そうですか。
Aoi grins.
葵ちゃんも言ってたろ格闘技は本当に奥が深いってやればやるほど面白いって毎日自分が少しずつ強くなっていく充実感努力が実った時の喜びそういうの少しでもいいから俺も感じてみたいと思ってさ
Aoi mutters with her hands on her chest as if she had been overcome with emotion.
はい、わかりました。少しでも格闘技の面白さを分かっていただけるよう私も努力します。
というわけでよろしくな
Aoi nods enthusiastically. This exhaustion really builds up by the time Friday rolls around. I don't do anything, but why am I reading those? Lowering the fuck out. No, like, I'm very happy that I decided for this game to not, like, delete the screenshots for the thumbnails that I take. Because, like, finding the moment that I decided, yes, I'm gonna use this as a thumbnail again is going to be a pain in the fucking keister. On my way back from buying some vending machine coffee, I noticed a slight ruckus in the hallway. There are 4 or 5 people surrounding someone in a large circle. I approached them for a closer
大丈
look.
夫？
There's a girl in the middle of the hallway, crouched down with her head in her hands. The other students around call out to her in
先生
concern.
呼ぼうか？
One of the onlookers approaches the girl and touches her on the shoulder.
来ないでください。
The girl yells. I know who it is from the voice. It's Kotone. Call out to her.
琴音ちゃん姫川さん大丈夫か
Unable to approach her, I hold my breath instead. Kotone seems to be desperately enduring something. That's how it appears to me. What's about to happen? If I can finish my thought, everything goes silent, my ears begin to ring.
何これ？
変な音しない？
The girl next to me says she's experiencing the same thing as me. What's happening? What's going behind us? The atmosphere feels the same as the moment before something happens in a movie or on TV. Everybody's rendered silent. Kotone suddenly glares at the ceiling. A few others also look in, and I also look in the same direction. One of the girls in the circle screams. I see it. The light bulb in the ceiling breaks. But it isn't because it got hit by something. I was watching the light bulb even before it broke. I know for sure that it suddenly broke out of nowhere. That kind of thing should be possible without some sort of trick. Is that her so-called psychic powers at work? Now's not the time for that. Kotone looks at the shards of light bulb scattered across the ground as tears well in her eyes. She starts gathering to pieces with her bare hands. Try to stop her, but Kotone won't listen. The students around her don't even attempt to help. I have no other choice but to grab a broom and dustpan from a nearby classroom. I rush over to sweep the shards into the dustpan. Kotone bows with her eyes full of tears. I'm at a loss for words. Kotone goes over to the faculty room to apologize for breaking the light bulb. I decide to go with her. All the teacher does is look exasperated, because how can they explain what caused the light bulb to break? In the end, the teacher says that the light bulb had deteriorated over time and shattered. That is that. Kotone is upset over breaking school property, and I don't know what to say to her. Hello? Hello? There we go. I don't know why my fucking controller just didn't want to do something again. Like, apparently something opened and immediately closed, so I'm being fucking suspicious. Open Task Manager. Is there something running that shouldn't be? Seem to receive asynchronous way. Look, it's certainly not something I want fucking running. Alright, that seems to be everything that it looks like it shouldn't be on. Maybe supernatural abilities really do exist. If they do exist, I want to ask Kotone why she broke the light bulb, but it definitely isn't the right time. Oh, she isn't acting like someone who broke a light bulb on purpose. It'd be pointless to break a light bulb only to feel so guilty afterwards. That's my kind of explanation. Why do we have to go back to Aoi again? Gun. But yeah, like by the fact that I grabbed the gun, you probably knew what I thought was happening. Time to add the martial arts glove for practice. I'll be training too, starting today. There's the day I begin my training in competitive sports, just like we decided last time. I will be my instructor, obviously. My first day of practice, Aoi plans on teaching me the basics of karate. Always been practicing her original style of competitive sports and mix of various martial arts. But karate is what she practiced from a young age, and it's formed the foundation of her fighting style. We now change into our gym clothes and head over to the training grounds.
まずは正しい拳の握り方から説明します。
拳の握り方。
はい。ボクシングでは拳はインパクト時にだけ握りますが、空手は拳や手首を痛めないように最初からしっかりと握るんです。
Sounds retarded. Like, no actual functional combat style will want you to constantly have your fucking fist squeeze like that. It's gonna drain your fucking strength at a faster rate. And it's also gonna make reaction to having to like catch something far slower. Like hell, she uses her kicks. It's like she said that like her finisher is like the fucking kick. Like having to go from this to block the kick to the head would take far longer if you had to like squeeze your fists close constantly. The fuck are you talking about? Like I've never trained karate, so maybe it is a thing. But if it is a thing, it sure is a fucking stupid thing. Hell, the main reason why in boxing you have like your stance already with fists is because you only do punches in boxing. And that's why there's no need to have like be like ready for having to catch something or like block something like that. You're mainly gonna punch shit and block with the gloves or like elbows. Again, do not quote me on any of these things. These are things I randomly like fucking looked up over like the course of 4 hours or something because my fucking ADHD was like, let's look up let's look up boxing forums. This reminded me like recently someone sent me like a picture of a tweet someone did about like one of the girls from Girls Frontline 2 and the redhead dad was built to be a boxer originally before being turned into a T-doll. And like I just sit there like, those pants aren't boxing, do not conform to boxing regulations. Boxing regulations says loose-fitting shorts that don't reach above the knee with a clear line of demarcation by like around the waistband.
Then, 小指から順に指先で付け根を押さえるようにしっかりと握ってください。
付け根を押さえるように。
そうです。そして最後に親指で人差し指と中指をぐっと押さえます。
こう？
はい、そんな感じです。
That's like I'm holding my own fingers.
実際にパンチを当てる部分は人差し指と中指の付け根部分です。拳の中で一番硬い部分ですよね。
Yeah, you still don't want to punch shit with that unless you have like some form of hand protection though. Unless you're punching something very soft. Always remember, fists are for body shots.
なるほど。
あと、打つときは決して手首を曲げないようにしてください。負担がかかって手首を痛めてしまいますから。
わかった。
George teaches me the basics on how to stand and assume the proper stance. I completely neglect their own training and teaches me everything from scratch in great detail.
上達への近道は、まずは基礎をしっかりと身につけることです。同じことを何度も何度も繰り返して、無駄のない効率のいい動きを体で覚えてください。
何度も繰り返しね。
基礎練習はつまらないとは思わないでくださいね。塾練者でも行き着くところは基礎練習なんです。
わかった。
Basic stances. Sanchin stance, Senkutsu stance, and Kokutsu stance. Basic blocks, the Jodanuke, Sotuke, Uchiuke. Basic techniques, the Chudansuki, Jodansuki, Ago-Uchi. Practice is really bland, to be completely honest. I want to do more intense training, like punching and kicking the punching bag. On the other hand, I understand the logic that basics are what's most important. Always doing her best to teach me, so I should just listen to her and follow her instructions. I feel that as someone that has practiced martial arts before. Like, it can get real bland early on. The amount of falling I've had to do for judo. Yes, you had to practice falling correctly in judo. Which makes sense. You're thrown a lot, so if you can't land properly, you're gonna fucking break a bone. Son ends up sitting with Aoi, spending the whole time teaching me the basics. Once we finish up and are ready to leave, Aoi turns to me with a smile.
先輩ってセンスがいいんですね。基本技の一つ一つがすごく綺麗です。とても初めてとは思えないくらい。
そう？
はい。シフトウェイトとか力の抜き方とかよくわかってるっていうか。
いやー。
She might just be saying that to be polite, but a compliment's a compliment. I respond bashfully. Watching all that.
俺だってな、伊達に練習を見てたわけじゃないぜ。葵ちゃんの技を見ながら毎日イメトレしてたんだ。
イメトレってイメージトレーニングのことですか？
そう。葵ちゃんの太ももばっかり見てるふりして、攻撃の姿勢とかタイミングとかをちゃんと研究してたんだ。
そうだったんですか。だとしたらもっとすごいですね。
Don't take the joke seriously.
そう？
はい。他人の練習を見て学び取るなんてやっぱりセンスいい証拠ですよ。
そうかな。それがセンスかどうかはわからないけど、昔から興味のあることだけは乗り込みが早いんだよな、俺って。
先輩ならきっとすぐ私に追いつけますよ。しっかり基礎トレーニングを積んで筋力とスタミナをアップさせれば間違いなく強くなると思います。
本当か？よーし、頑張るぜ。
はい、頑張りましょう。
No, we're not listening to ToHeart. Like at this point, I almost have to call this the fucking Aoi like the fucking Aoi / Kotone-Route start, and then just upload the Kotone-Route as Kotone-Route end and the Aoi-Route as Aoi-Route end. It's raining men! Hallelujah! I'll stop. It is lunchtime. The weather is amazing, with skies as clear as the eyes can see. So I head to the courtyard for the first time in a while, sit on a bench and have lunch there. I'm alone today. I normally have lunch with Masashi, but his big sister sometimes packs some homemade lunch. We eat separately when that happens. I have 2 sandwiches and a cafe au lait. Just a regular lunch. Nothing special. But the cafeteria is always filled with people. It isn't the best place to have a quiet lunch. Lunch is a meal I want to relax and enjoy. I rip open the sandwich wrapper as I bask under the glorious sunshine. As I stab the straw into my coffee and take a sip, I think to myself that it feels pretty nice to have lunch alone every now and then until...
Senpai!
Oh, he happens to show up. I don't know why I'm talking like that. He's holding a bag with a boxed lunch inside it.
一人でお食事ですか？
うん、まあ。葵ちゃんも？
はい。いつも一緒の友達が今日はお休みで。ご一緒してもよろしいですか？
ああ、もちろん。どうぞどうぞ。
じゃあ、失礼します。
Oh, he sits next to
い
me.
つもここで食べられてるんですか？
いや、いつもは教室で食ってるけど、今日はたまたま天気が良かったからさ。
そうですね。せっかくこんなにいい天気だし、 外に出ないともったいないですよね。
Aoi places the lunchbox on her lap and begins to open it up. She lifts the lid on the lunchbox. Half is filled with the rice, and the other half is filled with side dishes. Stare intently.
あんまり見ないでください。
Embarrassed, Aoi uses her hands to hide her
なん
lunchbox.
でいいじゃん。すげえうまそう。それってお母さんが作ったのか？
はい。
She nods.
合成じゃん。隠す必要なんてないだろ。
私のお弁当箱って多分普通の女の子のより大きいから恥ずかしくて。
Her lunchbox is big. When she said it's so adorable, I can't help but laugh. Aoi's face turns bright red. So it's a bit expected because she works out
葵
a
ちゃん
lot.
は運動してるんだから、その分普通の子よりも多くて当たり前じゃないか。それでも男子と比べると少ない方さ。
そうですよね。
Aoi smiles, still red in the face.
ところで先輩はいつもパンなんですか？
Aoi asks, looking at what I have in my hand.
ああ、俺んちって両親共働きだから母親も忙しくってさ。だいたいこれかな。
そうなんですか。
She almost appears to feel sorry for me. Alright, here's my chance to give some a
そ
shot.
りゃあ俺だってさ、たまには愛情のこもったうまい弁当が食べたいさ。
I suggested with an oh woe is me tone of voice.
パンはもう飽きたよな。
A side-eye Aoi with the most obvious of ways.
じゃあもし私でよければ今度。
弁当作ってきてくれるか？
I say it with the biggest sparkly eyes ever, but then Aoi puts her hand over her mouth to stop
よく
herself.
考えたら私お料理とかあんまり得意じゃないんでした。
Aoi said with a wry smile.
なんなら私の。
いいや、
I cut Aoi
う
off.
まい下手は関係ない。料理は心だよ。
料理は心。
そうさ、誰かに食べてもらいたいというその心が肝心なんだ。その心が料理を最高に引き立てるんだ。
Man's gonna end up poisoned. I don't know why, but this just immediately reminded me of fucking exchange I had with Morgan today. He fucking sent like some Hexmaniac arguments, just like, ah yes, Hexmaniac is poisoned. And I was like, oh no, and she's like, why oh no? And I said like, because poison. And she's just like, huh, weird. I don't see a Streets of Rage character. I just sit there like, I'm going to fucking beat you. To be fair, if anything, Morgan could probably fold me. Like, Morgan is as tall as me and actually works out, so I don't even have like the usual height advantage that is so common when it comes to men versus women. But still, but probably even if I was taller than her, she could probably fold me. But hey, like, you won't get anywhere with that kind of quitter talk. I'll fucking try and get folded all the same. I'll shut the fuck up now. Have some thoughts.
そうですよね。じゃあ私が作ってきます。
I smile.
本当か？はい。やったー。
Doot-dee-doo! I feel as if I just heard a celebratory trumpet flourish.
でもあまり期待しないでくださいね。私手先が不吉祥で。
いい。葵ちゃんが作ってくれるってだけでも OK だから。
I smiles bashfully. What route am I on? I swear to Christ! I pressed the Kotone-Route guide! See, why else would it make me fucking go talk to Kotone when Aoi's right here as well? Clearly, I can prove it to you, motherfuckers. See, the auto says route guide Kotone Himekawa. Why does it feel like I'm on the Aoi-Route right now? Hey, it's Kotone. Notices me and bows. Talk to her.
Yo, Kotoneちゃん。帰んのか？
はい。
じゃあ一緒に帰ろうぜ。
Kotone looks up at me for a while, then looks back down.
ダメです。
途中までならいいだろ？
ごめんなさい。
Kotone bows her head with genuine remorse.
俺、もしかしてKotoneちゃんに嫌われてる？
Kotone shakes her head vigorously. That's a relief at least.
じゃあ、その辺まででもいいだろ？
ダメなんです。
You're like a dog running too fast, getting choked back by my leash.
なんでだよ。
私と一緒にいると危ないからです。
危ないってどういう意味？
Someone had to get her.
私の力が危険なんです。
危険ってどう危険なんだ？
私の思い通りにはできないんです。
え、どういう意味？
勝手に力が外に出てしまうんです。
それってつまり制御不能ってこと？
At that moment, as clear as day, I realized the answer to the lingering questions I had. Why did Kotone break windows for no reason? Why did she suddenly shatter light bulbs?
それでも 100% 思い通りにできないわけじゃないんです。人のいない方へ力を向けるくらいがせいぜいですけど。
Is the reason why you have to go for Aoi-Route as well that like, what if you like intentionally use it on something every now and again? Maybe the issue is that it builds up and then you can't control it, so like you'd have to, so it forces itself out. Maybe but intentionally like using it on something periodically, you don't have to deal with that anymore. Actually, no, never mind. That don't work either because she says she can't use it of her own free will.
もしそれができなかったら、
私を中心に力が爆発します。そばにいればきっと巻き添えを食うでしょう。
例えば俺がガラスの代わりになるって
かもしれません。
でもKotoneちゃんは関係のない窓とかに狙って使えるんだろ？だったらほとんど安全じゃねえか。
Even if an object gets broken every time, Kotone seems
ダメ
tormented.
なんです。最近は狙いをつけるのも難しくなってきてるんです。
She says,
おい、
can't help but shrink away. Visions of me shattering a glass flashed in the
で
head.
すから藤田さん、私には近づかない方がいいですよ。
Suggestion denied. Kotone cautions. So I stubbornly refuse.
嫌だね。危ないからって俺が逃げたらKotoneちゃんはどうすんだよ。このまま一人ぼっちで生きていくつもりなのか？
I already know the truth, so what do I have to lose? It is her powers that make everyone think Kotone is scary or creepy. And they're why she distanced herself from others. I didn't think I was the best person around, but I'm not such a lowlife that I'd abandon her. Kotone seems overwhelmed by what I just said. So I continue.
少しでもコントロールできるんだろ？じゃ、頑張って全部コントロールしちまおうぜ。
ありがとうございます。でも無理なんです。今までにもコントロールしようとやってみたんですが。
それは今までの話だろ。これから成功させんだよ。俺は決めたからな。Kotoneちゃんが超能力をコントロールできるようになるまで俺が応援してやるよ。
でも
Kotone seems troubled.
もう遅い。俺に付きまとわれるのが嫌ならさっさと超能力をコントロールするしかないかな。返事は？
I ask.
はい。
Kotone nods
なん
awkwardly.
だ気が進まないのか？
いえ、私の力のことを真面目に考えてもらえたのが初めてで、それで。
So she's touched by my gesture then.
オーケー。それを聞いて俺もやる気が出てきた。
よろしくお願いします。
And with that, Kotone and I part ways. Gotta make sure that I'm ready to back Kotone up properly. That night I started reading a book I bought. It's called The World of Supernatural Powers. I don't know all about the subject to help out Kotone. Let's see. So there are 4 broad categories of supernatural abilities. First is telepathy. Generally speaking, it's the ability to tap into the minds of others. Akari can communicate to a certain extent using her eyes, but that's not exactly telepathy. The next one is clairvoyance. The ability to see things that are far away or hidden from view because they're in a box or something. Who cares about the contents of a box? I think the other hidden things I'd rather say, huh? And then there's precognition. The ability to predict the future. People who have the ability to tap into psychic knowledge of the past also fall into the same category. Psychics can often see into the past of others. It's not the same ability. Final one is psychokinesis. That's what Kotone has. It's the ability to move objects with your mind. All these abilities manifest through the same source of energy. We call the source of energy souls or spirits. Man, it's confusing. In the end, what I gathered from the book was that the latest theory suggests that supernatural abilities draw energy from human souls. The energy consumed through supernatural ability is called mind energy. People who can use mind energy, that is, people with psychic powers, consume part of their souls to use their supernatural abilities, and as one would expect, they will die if they overuse their powers. Even the average person ends up dying if they mentally push themselves too hard. There is often news about people dying from overwork or dropping dead out of nowhere. The cause of death for some of these people is apparently the excessive use of their mind energy. According to the book, that is. I was scoffed so hard at this explanation prior to meeting Kotone. What happens when people use part of their souls and are still alive? Well, the mind energy is gradually replenished from outer space. Outer space makes it sound pretty shady, but there's apparently a mysterious invisible material not unlike air that exists out there. That's what mind energy is. Based on that theory, when that energy continues to flow into Kotone when she's all topped up, does that mean she starts overflowing with it? I think to myself, what I really want to know is how to control the power, so I continue to read the book and discover that there is data proving that psychic powers could improve through repeated use. In other words, it is possible for Kotone to master her abilities through practice. There's still no scientific explanation for supernatural powers, and I don't know myself if I can believe the author of the book I had bought, but inside have faith in it anyway. Read the book from cover to cover, but I can't find any explanation of supernatural abilities similar to Kotone's, so I have to give up my search. So, she can practice. If she practices, I'm sure she's able to control her powers. I'm extra sleepy today.
ひろゆきちゃん、今日はすごく眠そう。
何しろ昨日は字ばっかの本を一気に読んだからな。
すごいひろゆきちゃん。
感心するだろ。けどな、勉強の本じゃねえよ。
It was lunchtime and I asked Kotone to come to the school rooftop with
俺な
me.
りに超能力を調べてみたんだけど、琴音ちゃんと同じタイプの超能力は見つからなかったんだ。それでな、琴音ちゃん本人から詳しく聞かせてほしいんだ。
私の力のことをですか？
そう、それを聞いて2人で考えれば何かいい方法が思い浮かぶかもしれねえだろ。
そうかもしれませんね。
まず起こる瞬間のことを教えてくれよ。どんな感じになるんだ？
はい。まず最初にキーンと耳鳴りがするんです。
which could imply atmospheric pressure. The high-pitched sound is from the ears reacting to the differential in pressure in the air. And that might also be why a lot of the glass breaks and ends up breaking. Because it can't handle the atmospheric differential.
耳鳴りがね。
That's when Kotone holds her head.
すると頭の中で白い光がだんだん大きくなってくるような感じがしてくるんです。
頭の中でってよくわかんねえんだけど。
私もうまく説明できません。そんな感じがするんです。
おう、そっからどうなるんだ。
光でいっぱいになると力が一気に飛び出すんです。そうならないように光を抑えることはしばらくできます。
なるほどな。
It must be when she's crouched down trying to fight something back.
めったにないんですけど、代わりにこれから起こることが分かったりする時もあるんです。
それって予知ってやつ？
I think Uchiyo did mention something about premonitions in the beginning.
はい、多分。
でもそっちの方は実害はねえんだろ。さっきのヤバい方のやつを教えてくれよ。
あ、はい。力をギリギリまで我慢するところからでしたよね。
ああ、その後にどうなるんだ？
その後、力が飛び出す瞬間にガラスへ気持ちを集中させるんです。
So she does intentionally break glass.
思うんだけど、わざわざガラスを壊す必要はないんじゃねえの？例えば物を動かすとか。
はい。でも物を動かすのはとても危険なんです。
なんで？
Like there's not much difference between breaking and moving
その
things.
時の力の大きさより小さいものを動かすと、余った力の分だけ勢いがついて動くんです。
What that tells me about the time she moved a small vase. The vase didn't just move, it flew across the room, hit a wall, and shattered. I have a solution here already. Carry a ball bearing. Like the amount of momentum, like it's all like just make sure it's like a sturdy, well-made ball bearing, because then the amount of momentum you use doesn't matter. It's just gonna fucking roll in a circle. I guess this does mean that she could counteract by her abilities by carrying a fidget spinner, which is something I was not thinking of when I mentioned the ball bearing. But now it came to mind, and now I hate my idea, actually. Ah yes, counteract psychic abilities with fidget spinner. So she tries to move some small that could be dire consequences. What about large objects?
大きなものを動かそうとして力が足りなかったりすると、足りない分だけ私の頭の中に返ってくるんです。
Next Prague is caught in an intense migraine. Thankfully, was still new to her powers. Kotone had been knocked out by them before in a similar situation. The ambulance was called and it was a whole scene.
それってやばいだろ。
Essentially, all she needs to do is grab things that conserve energy.
お医者様は脳震盪だっておっしゃいました。でも外傷がないのはとても不思議だと。
Well, the doctor was convinced that Kotone must have hit her head with force. There wasn't a single bump on it. As the doctor pondered over what could have happened, Kotone was terrified of the sheer power that was reflected back into her. She was terrified hearing about it. Completely impossible for her to die from blunt force trauma to the head without even a single external injury.
じゃあ壊すときはどうなんだ？
Wonder if the size or toughness of material
壊
matters.
す時も同じです。大きさと硬さによって跳ね返ったりするんです。 でもガラスは違うんです。
ガラスは違う？
ある程度の大きさがあれば、なんともないんです。
Quinta doesn't seem to understand the logic behind it either. She isn't sure why, but glass absorbs all of the power.
だいたいわかった。
Attempt to summarize all of the facts. Can hold the power back temporarily, and there's no reflection back at her if she directs her powers at glass. These are the two important points. But what happens if she holds the power back?
ある程度我慢できるんだろ？最後まで我慢しきるとか。
Ask just in case, Kotone shakes her
とん
head.
でもないです。我慢しすぎると、かえって力が強く出るんです。
She says, looking down.
ダメか。バネみたいな力だな。
And the only solution is glass, but you can't go breaking glass every time powers crop up. So I decided to offer up what I think is a good idea. There's a grand plan that I came up with during class.
超能力について調べてみたんだ。
Tell Kotone all about what was written in the book.
藤田さんの言うエネルギーが流れ込んでくる感覚は私も感じてます。
Kotone must be referring to that mind energy.
そうか。じゃああの本に書いてあったことはかなり信用できるんだ。
そうなのかもしれませんね。
だとすると、俺にいいアイデアがあるぜ。
それは
琴音ちゃんの場合、エネルギーが溢れて力が暴走するんだろ。じゃあ溢れないように少しずつ使ってみたらどうなんだろうな。
自分から使うんですか？
Okay, hold on. What do you mean she didn't fucking try that? She mentioned in an earlier fucking moment when someone was like, oh, show us the power, that she can't fucking show it. The fuck do you mean that she never tried then?
そうすりゃ溢れねえし、勝手に暴走することもねえだろ。
そうかもしれないですけど。
Kotone looks down.
ダメなのか。
いえ。
じゃあやってみようぜ。
エネルギーのお話は私の力とは別の力のことを言ってるのかもしれませんし、
それに
自分からこんな力を使うなんて。
そんなことねえって。超能力だってうまく使えば便利なもんだって。
私嫌なんです。こんな力があるだけでみんなから仲間外れにあって。
Rejecting them isn't gonna fucking help you any. It's party, yes, so if you fucking figure out a way to make use of them, better than nothing. But then it becomes even gloomier. Yeah, that's right. She sees her supernatural abilities as a barrier between her and others, nothing more.
ごめん。でもな、今より良くなるとしたらやるしかねえだろ。言ったろ、琴音ちゃんを応援するって。もう一人じゃねえんだよ。
Lifts her head to look up at me.
はい。
よし、今度からやってみようぜ。超能力の練習。
はい。お願いします。
Kotone promises to make some time to try and practice her using her powers. Also promises to help her with the practice. Then we part ways. Hope we find a way to control your powers, Kotone. Hope you find a way to control your powers, I mean. I don't know why I'm like smacking my heel. Whoops. Smacking my heel against like the fucking wheels of my chair right now. Just trying to feel something! I don't know why. Like, oh, they're at the park, and I saw like the fucking vending machines in the pictures. I was like, oh yeah, it's fucking IS maker like cut the vending machines. Suddenly, like, My first instinct was like, Kotone forced by fire, using her powers to cut the pig and then just go like it does kill. Why was that the thought that came to mind? That's fucking weird.
Konnichiwa.
Also, I did check with work today, and I do have my next week off. So yeah, I don't have work next week, so it's gonna be a whole week of uploads, except for Saturday, because I'm gonna be in Munich on Saturday. So if anyone's in Germany in Munich on Saturday next week, hit me up, I guess. Let's walk home together. We're pretty far from school already.
一緒に帰ろうぜ。
はい。
Kotone nods. Kotone makes a small sound of surprise as you walk.
何？
猫です。
おお。
Cat. Well, Kotone's gazing to see a white cat with brown patches walking ahead. She carefully approaches it and then crouches down, beckoning it over with her right hand. Oh, the cat responds. Then the cat approaches Kotone, sidles up to her leg and rubs its body on her.
かわいい。この子、人に慣れてますね。
らしいな。
Hey, now it's coming my way. It started to rub itself against my leg. From the look of its shiny coat, it appears to be taken care of by someone. But as I continue to inspect it, it scurries away from me and back to Kotone.
なんか嫌われてるな、俺。
そんなことないですよ。私、猫に好かれるおまじない知ってますから。
Like, is it a use of your power? He says, suddenly he just pulls out a fucking cat snack that she just carries on herself.
おまじない？何それ？そんな。
はい。
Cat. Behold this cat.
どうやるんだ？
簡単ですよ。目を見なければいいんです。
目って猫の？
はい。
目を見ると嫌われるのか？
はい。
なんで？目を見て話せとか言うだろ？
When it comes to humans, that is.
私たちはそうですが、猫同士は目が合うと、それが喧嘩の合図になるんです。人間とは喧嘩しませんが、やっぱり苦手なんですよ。
Like, when you can have eye contact with a cat and it still, like, walks up to you, that's a sign of fucking trust. So yeah, cats trust me because I constantly make fucking eye contact with cats and they just walk up to me anyway. Either they'll fucking respect me or I'm just a real trustworthy guy. I would just assume it's the second one because the first option is going to hurt my soul.
おお。つまり琴音ちゃんはそいつと目を合わせないようにしてんのか。
はい。
物知りだな、琴音ちゃんは。
It seems to really like cats. I like cats too. Yeah, I like this one would this one would straight up be a lie. Like, I'm not too fond of dogs because of the sudden barking, but I probably could be convinced to get a dog. Like, what I don't like is when like you visit someone and the dog suddenly fucking jumps you even though you don't know it too well. Like, I imagine if you, like, have a dog around the house constantly, you'd get real used to it. So, like, I technically am not opposed to keeping a dog. Like, I could probably be convinced to keep a dog when I move out. Of course, the problem would be the walks, but I suppose a dog would also be a reason for me to do some fucking jogging or something, then. I guessed.
俺も猫好きだな。
そうなんですか？
琴音ちゃんには負けそうだけどな。
Kotone smiles just now. I think that's the first time I've ever seen her smile. Single moment makes me feel on top of the world. I've always wanted to make her smile with real joy. Like, I was always told, like, making eye contact with a cat and then, like, closing her eyes for a deliberately long time is essentially like a cat language smile. That's so good. Whoops. Well, I can skip that. No, I regret not having saved at the choice with the listening to Shiho part. When we get to the school gate. There's someone behind me. Turn and see Aoi run out.
Aoi-chan.
Aoi says, her shoulders heaving as she struggles to catch her breath in front of me.
葵ちゃん、走ってきたのか？
はい、今朝はちょっと遅れちゃって。ひろゆきちゃんの知り合い？
まあな、最近顔を出してる部活の女の子で、葵ちゃんって言うんだ。
どうも、松原葵です。あ、上岸あかりです。
They introduce themselves about each other. Something a little awkward about the scene. Ah, yes, Aoi senses a rival for her intended mate. It is lunchtime, but it's beautiful, so I go out on a walk around the courtyard where I spot Kotone sitting by herself on a bench. Like, even though I'm still don't know what route I'm on! Why is this route so confusing?
Yo, Kotone-chan.
Here's me stands up from the bench and bows her head slightly. Like, I'm genuinely curious if, like, going for Aoi's route would have had so many intertwining scenes with Kotone's. Like, I feel like I made the wrong fucking choice, you know. She hears me, stands up from the bench and bows her head slightly.
琴音ちゃんも日向ぼっこ？
はい。
横に座っていいか？
はい。どうぞ。
I speak in a pretty casual tone while Kotone is on the polite side, but I prefer her to be a little less cold towards me. Sit down on the bench.
琴音ちゃんも座りなよ。
はい。
Kotone nods and sits down next to me with a slightly nervous look on her face.
琴音ちゃんって昼はいつもここにいんの？
いえ、今日はたまたま。なんとなく人の少ない方へ歩いてきて、それで。
Draws off, as if she had said too much. Seems to find it suffocating in her own classroom as usual. Classmates will go out of their way to avoid her like the plague because of her supernatural abilities. So she will go find isolated places to be by herself before other students can judge her. It's sorry for her. I don't care about any other of the rumors. But decide to avoid the topic.
じゃ、せっかく静かな場所で会ったんだし、いろいろと楽しい話でもしようぜ。
A smile.
ええ。
Kotone nods awkwardly. There's a slight look of uncertainty on her face that you can't hide. She's probably worried about her supernatural abilities causing me trouble.
いい天気だね。
そうですね。
What should we talk about? We engage in some small talk as I try to think of a topic to bring up. I glance around casually and spot a few guys playing baseball with a broomstick. You guys are high schools and you're still goofing around like idiots? I think to myself, but I can't stop watching him. The pitcher takes a big wind up and then he throws the ball. Thwack, the batter hits it. The ball flew straight ahead and... the ball came hurtling towards us. It's almost here. It's gotta hit Kotone. I leap across to shield Kotone. And then... I see it. It is barely a moment. I see clear with my own two eyes. Strange scene. The ball rolls to my feet. Stare with my mouth agape in disbelief as at the patch of empty air where the ball suddenly stops.
おーいボール取ってくれ
Shut the fuck up! I'm going to kill you! The guys playing baseball yelled at me, snapping me out of my daze. Kotone was curled up into a ball, so he begins to stand up. Kotone says as she looks around.
そこ
Point towards the ball at our
わか
fate.
りませんでした。
おう
Shake my head in a dreamlike daze.
おーい
The guys call out to me again. I rush to pick up the ball at my feet and throw it towards the voice. Thwump. The male student catches the ball with ease.
サンキュー
He yells, and then goes back to playing baseball again. I gaze at the scene absentmindly while the incomprehensible scene from earlier keeps playing in my mind. It was definitely on course to hit us, but it didn't, because it suddenly stopped in midair. It was blocked by some kind of invisible wall, stopped in midair, dropped and rolled to our feet. Could be couldn't use their psychic powers. Psychic powers that you had no control over. Maybe you managed to use them without even realizing
こ
it.
こちょっと危ないですね。
Kotone says if nothing had happened.
琴音ちゃん今の見た
I ask.
何をですか？
さっきのボール間違いなく俺たちに向かって飛んできてただろそれがどうなったのか
私びっくりしてずっと目をつぶってて。
Kotone says apologetically. And it wasn't intentional at
危
all.
ないですから向こうに移りましょうか。
No, tell her what the fuck happened! Kotone says while I'm lost in my thoughts. The guys continue to play broomstick
そ
baseball.
うだな
I nod and we both stand up. We begin to walk to the other bench, she points out. She can't use her powers when she wants to, but she can unintentionally burn energy to use her powers. It means using her powers could be a way to prevent an uncontrollable surge of energy. Interesting. Very interesting. I think to myself. Same ball from before rolls to my feet again. Look up and see the guys waving at me. The moment to throw it back to them again. Pick the ball up. A single thought kind of crossed my mind. What would happen if I launched this ball at Kotone? Maybe she's put up another supernatural barrier to stop it like she did before. But has her guard down right now. If I throw it at her, she might put up a barrier without thinking again. Could be worth a shot. Lift up my right hand and end at Kotone's head as she walks past me. It's about 3 yards away. There's no way I'll miss. Right up my arm.
琴音ちゃん
Call out to her and ready to throw the ball. She turns around, and then I throw the ball. Doink. It makes a sound of impact and bounces off. The ball hit Kotone square in the head. Shocked Kotone blinks in confusion. Throws in my post-throw position. Kotone on the verge of tears holds her head.
いや
This is awkward! I laugh awkwardly, and then... No! This is the worst possible situation! Why did she have to see that? Okay, apparently, like... No, never mind. I'm just being a loud asshole. Jump at the sudden booming loud voice. The owner of the bellow is Shio, who is hanging out at the school building window.
見たわよ私ヒロが女の子をいじめる決定的瞬間を
何
ちょっと待ってなさいよ
She had barely finished her sentence before she climbed out of the window and leaps into the courtyard. She jumped out the window, Helen! I hate that she is the one that decided to follow up on my fucking running gag of jumping out the window. That has not been a running gag for like at least half a year. Remember the time when I continuously made jokes about someone escaping an awkward situation by jumping out the window? And that fucking Sakura happened, where it continuously happened over and over again? I did that, by the way. I mentioned one of the earlier parts. It was like, what do you think? Consider the golden time of this channel, and because it's clearly when I covered Magikoi, like all the ones that were out at once when I started Magikoi S. Like that is like unequivocally the golden time of this, like the golden area of this era of this channel. Like someone was like, "Oh yeah, like I personally liked your Draku Riot playlist, Bad Mike, notwithstanding." Which, fair. It is fair to like yes, I like this series the most, but like, can you really call it the golden age of this channel? When it was literally just like starting out the entire thing and no one fucking watched me originally. You came running toward me.
Oi, oi!
Those are the first things she says to me when she gets right up in my face. She ignores me and rushes over to Kotone.
おい、聞いてんのか？俺は別にその子をいじめたんじゃなくて、ある重要な実験を。
とにかく早くこの子に謝んなさいよ、ヒロ。
だから俺はその。ごめん。
I apologize, I was told.
ごめんで済めば警察はいらないわよ。
What's she rambling on about? She's the one who made me apologize.
だから俺はな。
あんた高校生にもなってやっていいことと悪いことの区別もつかないの？ほらほら、どうせ謝るならもっと誠意を見せなさいよ。
Kotone is utterly overwhelmed by Shio's barrage of cutting remarks, but eventually she feels bad for I was being verbally attacked without a chance to defend myself and timidly steps in to support me.
藤田さんは別に私をいじめていたわけじゃないです。ただちょっとふざけただけなんだと。ほら
見なさい、この子も激しい怒り。
言ってねえだろ。
Eventually, as Shio and I continue to argue, the bell rings to signal the start of 5th period. I may attempt to get her to use her powers without realizing it was pointless.
じゃあお先。
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna end it here. And I'm going to just... I'm going to see what next part brings. And either call it the Aoi/Kotone-Route the entire way through. Or actually split it up from this point onward. For now, today was Aoi/Kotone-Route start. I don't give a shit anymore. Fucking bye. Jesus.